A reflective poem titled Where Do You See God? Where do you see God? Where do you notice God in your world? What does God look like through your eyes? People see and experience God in a myriad of different ways. No one can define or categorize God, but people all over the world wonder what God is really like. I think God is far beyond our bravest expectations, beyond our wildest imaginations. Some see God only in stories about God, God as described in ancient writings and spiritual stories. And some see God only as an outmoded historical figure. Yet so many continue to write and speak about their individual experiences of God. God is not obsolete. God is timeless, always contemporary. God is indescribable, indefinable, fascinating. God has so many faces and so many names. People can experience God in different ways because God communicates in personalized ways. Where do you see God? Can you see God anywhere? Can you see God everywhere? Can you see God as spaciousness, like the expanse of blue sky stretched out above? Perhaps you see God as uncontainable, like the cosmos beyond. Do you see God present in the countless shades of green filling the fields and valleys? Or do you see God very present in the purple layers of mountain heights? Maybe green is God's favorite color. Do you feel God in the warmth of the sun on your back? Or in the glow radiating from the fire pit? Do you notice God in the gentle breeze that lifts your hair and cools your face in the heat of summer? Do you hear God wrapping caring arms around the trees? Do you hear God dancing through leafy forests? Have you noticed how God's breath tussles the grasslands and playfully stirs the colorful wildflowers? I see God in the detailed lines on petals, even on those little flowers considered to be weeds. You see God's breath generously spreading life-giving seeds to places where they can embed and thrive. God seems to really enjoy color and beauty. Just look at nature's kaleidoscope around you. It makes the color wheel rather primary, don't you think? Where do you see God? Do you see God present in prismed rainbows? Do you see God in the early morning sunbeams that coax you awake? Maybe you see God in ombre sunsets and in the candles' glow. Perhaps you see God in a baby's smile or gurgling laugh. Can you notice God nurturing the young and providing for them through their parents or some other carer? Take note of how often God provides caring, parent-type persons to those who were disappointed by their parents as children. If you look around you, if you listen, you will notice this. Where do you see God? God can be seen wherever people care and help one another. God's real presence is there when we experience kindness from a stranger or a friend. God is near whenever we are kind and caring to ourselves. Did you know that God whispers love songs to you through notes of music? God is very present whenever we feel nurtured, comforted, held, loved, and blessed. Perhaps God's presence reaches out to us through everything that brings us personal joy. Try looking for God in nature and in the people around you. That's where I look for God. I see God all around me. So open your eyes. Where do you see God? Perhaps you could invite God to be seen in you. I see God in you. Where do you see God?